Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to this episode of I Have Almost Got My Life Together. Hopefully you're watching this video on Thursday, May 30th. Happy birthday to my aunt. And if you are watching this video on May 30th, I'm on track and you'll be seeing a lot more of me here on YouTube because I have finally completed the big project I have been working on for literally over a year. And besides working on this project, I've really been working on myself, which I know I mentioned in my last couple videos, but it's really been like a 6-month mental health journey. And honestly, for the most part, I feel amazing. I feel like I understand myself a lot better. I don't feel amazing because I feel like I'm still really trying to explain myself and get other people to understand me, but that's for a different YouTube video. And I don't mean to be like cryptic or shady or like, stay tuned, I'll tell you stuff. It's just like, mental health is so important to me, and it's even more important now that I have this understanding of myself. Because I've struggled with this for years, and I've been honest about it on my YouTube channel without really going in depth about it because I don't want to put a bunch of depressive stuff out on the internet, you know, but I can be honest when I am struggling. I find it a lot easier to be honest when I'm kind of not struggling, and I can kind of reflect on that and share in a way that might be helpful to others rather than like wallowing, and you know, I don't want to bring other people down when I'm already down. So I'm almost at the end of this, you know, understanding and acceptance of myself, because my biggest struggle for the last like 5 years since I closed my yoga studio has been trying to find a job that, you know, fits with me and fits with my personality. I thought moving to Las Vegas was going to give me a lot of those opportunities, and I've had a lot of day ones, you know, that like, this is going to be the job, I'm going to make this one work, but there's stuff going on up in my mind that I didn't have the awareness of. So if you just simply look up the terms neurotypical and neurodivergent, you can start to understand that there is just a difference in some of us in the way our brains operate. Now that I know I'm neurodivergent, it's like, duh. But I did not know these terms until just like 2 years ago, so I couldn't have the awareness of myself for terminology I didn't even understand or know about. So now that I know that, it's like, okay, well, how can I use my brain power to do something that's gonna work for me and gonna support myself? And that has been the struggle these last 6 months, and I'm still trying to figure out how to best support myself, but I believe in my dharma of being a yoga teacher, a spiritual teacher, a wellness teacher. Like, you know how passionate I am about a plant-based diet if you're here on my YouTube channel. Like, that's, you know, that's it. It's wellness. It's all of the wellness though. It's mental, physical, emotional. It's really that mind, body, spirit connection that I find through my yoga practice. And I just feel like everything is kind of coming for full circle right now. I'm just, you know, getting these last few pieces in place and hopefully finding people that want to be a part of this. So it has been over a month since I filmed the next part of this video, because I was supposed to have this project out to the world a month ago, but we're here now. It's May 30th, you're watching this video, and if you're on my email list, hopefully you're getting an email today too. Then we know we're really on track. I'll be back on YouTube next week with a recipe or a meal prep or maybe a video saying goodbye to the 99-cent store. If you haven't heard the sad, sad news that my favorite store is closing. I guess that just means I need to do a lot more produce clearance shopping at Smith's, start going back to Winco, figuring out how to save money on the grocery bill again. But anyway, the original point of this video was to share with you the discount code I have for my new Spiritual Self-Care Club. So if you join before Monday, June 3rd at midnight Pacific time, you can get half off the yearly membership. The Spiritual Self-Care Club is yoga beyond the poses. Everything I just mentioned about the wellness that I am so passionate about. Body, mind, and spirit. So, as I also mentioned, I filmed a bunch of information about this club about a month ago. So I'm going to go let Pasty Alicia fill you in on that. She might look a little bit paler, but just as passionate about this project. So thank you for all of the time and attention and support and encouragement. I'm going to be back next week on my regular YouTube schedule, as long as I don't have to get another part-time job. In addition to my 3 yoga jobs, my Spiritual Self-Care Club, and my Mercari. So thank you for any support that you can give me, even if you're just here watching my YouTube videos and giving them a thumbs up. I appreciate you so much, and I'll be back soon. Until then, be well. So I am starting a club. Technically, it's a yoga club, but I feel like if I called it a yoga club, I'd hear the same thing that I've been hearing for the last decade that I've been teaching yoga, which is, I can't do yoga, I can't even touch my toes. To which I always respond, you don't need to touch your toes, that's not what it's about. But that's all we see. We see pictures of downward dog and a lot of other really extreme poses that people are like, look at me, look at my yoga, look how advanced I am. Really? I believe that an advanced yoga practice has nothing to do with achieving those pretzel poses that we see all over social media. Really living your yoga, really being a spiritual person, doesn't really have anything to do with what you're doing on the yoga mat. How are you approaching your life each day? Are you living in the present moment? Are you ruminating on the past? Are you trying to control everything that's going on right now from other people, from parts of your life? Just having, this really tight grip on the steering wheel of life as you go into the future? Or are you accepting the present moment for what it is right now? Are you accepting your body as it changes and gets one step closer toward the end every single day? Are we actually enjoying this present moment, this world that we get to experience through these eyes, through this one chance, this one lens that we have right now? Because we don't know what's going to happen after this. You can theorize all you want, but we don't know. So what are we doing with this human experience that we've been given? Are we wasting most of our lives worrying? I spent decades being a professional worrywart, and it really got me nowhere. We are spiritual beings having this human experience. So yes, we have to exist within the realm of human reality. We have to pay bills, we have to do things to exist in this human plane, but can we connect with that spiritual soul inside and not be so obsessed with these metrics of human life that we have created? For example, social media likes, or just the number of friends, acquaintances, co-workers, the amount of money in the bank, or the amount of money that we earn through our job. We've created a hierarchy of human existence that really only matters to our human brains that created this system. Do you know what I mean? If we take a step back, if we look at nature, if we look at Mother Earth and all of the animals and other creatures that exist on this planet, We are the only ones that judge ourselves by these rules. We created these social systems, and then we let that dictate so much of our inner peace. And obviously, like I just said, we have to live in this human existence. We have to pay the bills. We need a place to live. I deeply understand all of that. But it's when we get so obsessed with what this value of our human existence is, like how much value we put on the hierarchy of things. For example, if you place the utmost importance on finding a partner in life and then creating a family with that partner, if that's what you make the most important thing in life and the most important achievement and what you are going to define your worth as a human on, you're giving all your power to that structure, to those goals. And what happens if you don't find a partner? Or you do find a partner but you struggle to start a family? Or you do start a family but then something happens that breaks apart that family? We lose all sense of ourselves when we put all of our worth into something like that can easily be taken away from us. Or do you have this spiritual connection and this spiritual understanding to accept that this is the human life that we have now, and it's going to change? It's not going to all be good. It's going to have its ups and downs. But can we learn to ride the wave of life and accept the ebbs and flows and just ultimately be okay? Living a spiritually connected life isn't about living a life of bliss and living oblivious to, the struggles of humankind. But can we take a step back? Can we detach from all of the human thoughts, emotions, memories, and the patterns that we have developed in our minds and in our lives? Can we take a step back and see it from a more spiritually objective lens, where it truly is, it is what it is? This is yoga. Before any of those fancy pretzel poses were invented, the heart and soul of the spiritual yoga practice was about getting away from the thoughts and the worries in the human mind and being able to sit, slow down, finding that spiritual connection and not being obsessed with what's going on in this human existence. To escape the human existence and connect with the divine. That was ultimately the true goal of yoga. And you hear people talk about it, kind of graze over it a little bit in some yoga classes. But for the most part, here in the USA, yoga is a fitness class. Yoga is exercise, and it's all about the poses. And it's incredibly frustrating to want to go deeper and to want to teach people beyond the poses, and that there's so much more to yoga as a spiritual practice. There's so much more benefit we can get. Like I always say, if you want to learn to put your foot behind your head for your own activities, like that's fine, but that's not really yoga. And I'm not saying all poses are bad or never do a yoga pose again. But if the point of yoga is not the poses, why do we spend every class only doing poses? Maybe doing a little bit of meditation, a little bit of breath work, a little bit of present moment awareness. So to me, yoga is spiritual self-care. Not just doing the poses, not even just doing the breath work and the meditation and all of those other tools and practices that can bring us back to this spiritual connection, but ultimately being able to sit back and detach from the human thoughts and emotions, all of these memories we have that build our psyche and give us our perspective on the world, that's basically just all inputting into the computer of our mind for our entire lives, and then that's how we deal with life today, based on everything that happened in the past. Yoga asks us to take a step back, to breathe and be in the present and accept this present moment as it is, for what it is today, without all the judgments of what happened in the past. That's a spiritual practice. Penny, do you want to come say hi? That's what spirituality is for me. That's what yoga is for me. And I do not claim to be any kind of spiritual guru or have it all figured out. Like anyone who does, we are all spiritual beings having a human experience. And we're all having different human experiences. And we all have different wants and desires for this human experience. Trying to let go of judgment of ourselves and of other people and all of these shoulds that really we've just created. We made up all of the shoulds in life. Like, can we slow down? Can we step back? Can we listen to that inner voice? And what does that tell us that we should do? So, in a nutshell, this is the Spiritual Self-Care Club. I hope that you will come join me and dive a little deeper into what actually yoga is and how we can use these spiritual tools to slow down and stress less and be more spiritually connected in this human experience that we're all living in. The divine within me sees and honors the divine within you. Namaste.